An old acquaintance among the hidden tells me that a Seraph complex recently powered on for the first time since the collapse.
There we go.
December 7th, it's history. 1941, a date which will live. Pithy uses an economy of words to make a point, and sometimes the point is particularly biting or on target, maybe mysterious. But I love the word because the word refers to a way of speaking that was popular amongst a particular group of people in ancient Greece. People known as Lacedaemonians, otherwise known as Spartans. Laconic speech is Spartan speech. That's the way they're supposed to have talked. Imagine, the love child of Clint Eastwood, Batman, and that's the way they spoke, Man's gotta know his limitations. Man's got to know his limitations. Spartans are the kings of the one-liners in ancient Greek history. And they are cinematic in character. I mean, there's not a movie maker out there that would. Clint Eastwood, during his various years, playing various forms of Spartans. From his spaghetti western era in his 20s, he could play your average Spartan warrior. Then he gets into the Dirty Harry films, 72, 73, 1974, and he begins to age a little bit more. He plays one of those older Spartan warriors, and then you get him, after the Dirty Harrys are over. He's an older man, and now he's the king, and he talks like he talks in all his other movies, combined with Batman, and you have, the way the Spartans are supposed to have spoken, laconically. How cool is it that 25 centuries after those people were at the height of their fame and power, we still know the way they talked? It's famous. It's famous because people wrote about it. People whose works we still have. Telling you the way a certain people spoke that long ago, describing some of the things that they said. December 7th, 1941. It's history. A date which will live in infamy. That's one small step for man. The events. One giant leap for mankind. The figure
tonight's Dares of Eternity, where reality is made up dares of eternity, deaths, where reality is made up dares of eternity, deaths, where reality is made up dares of eternity, deaths, where we are your hosts, the pathetic Sir.
Guardian down. Guardian down.
Spin the wheel to meet the other team joining us tonight. Competing for cash and prizes, here come the Vex.
Guardian down.
The fuck?
Guardian down. Guardian down.
More foes pour into this realm at the behest of the ageless horse.
Guardian down.
The fantastic horse now demands you prove your dexterity on the zany Dares of Eternity obstacle course.
Careful, and you.
Wow.
From beautiful downtown Torabottle, give it up for the Cabal.
Guardian down. Guardian down.
The horse wishes to witness further combat.
Guardian down.
Yep. Yeah.
Guardian down. Guardian down. Guardian down. Guardian down. down.
The Astral Horse demands honorable combat against the Cabal champion. Your final opponent awaits behind one of these doors. Which shall you choose? A brilliant choice from tonight's most gifted contestant. Enjoy the horse's favor. Your final challenge tonight is against a time-locked Hive warrior. Enjoy.
Guardian down. Guardian down. Guardian down.
Now, conclude the fight. You are tonight's champions. Please take your winnings and thank you for playing Dares of Eternity. And this is Zer, reminding you to have your ghost spayed or neutered. Good night.
It's not that complicated. I can... Ghost of yours keeping you in good shape? Yeah, it's not that hard to track who's doing what. You just follow the power. The when and the how, that's where it gets tricky. Not much on our witness disciple. Some ghosts on the Hive network said even Savathun's scared of him. Of course, they haven't signed on in a while. Hey, you bring me anything cool out of that pyramid? Well, Lixney, some of them turned to the darkness. And now, the Hive have the light? Ooh, big gears. They're turning. Hope you don't get crushed. So this pyramid weapon scours the light, but the Hive never used one. Tells me the witness never trusted him with it. What other surprises he got? Hey, so, wow, you're still alive. Impressive. These Lucent Hive. They might seem unstoppable, yeah, but, you know, behind the scenes, I'm seeing...
Pyramid outposts in the EDZ and now the Cosmodrome? I wonder what the witness is driving at.
Perhaps its campaign of terror on Earth aims to divert attention from Neptune. Or perhaps it aims to break our spirit.
Well, it shows how much it knows. We don't take our eyes off the ball, and we damn sure don't quit. Why does the Ascendant Plane look like a half-finished puzzle? Got bits and pieces, but nothing seems whole.
That realm is more mutable than our plane, and in constant flux. Every time the witness alters it, unpredictable manifestations appear elsewhere.
Oh, like ripples on a pond. I get it.
Though they appear chaotic, the Taken are still bound by a psychic command structure.
Right. Let's target their leadership, Guardian.
I'm grateful we got the Guardian for missions like these, but sometimes I wish I could take care of it myself.
I can't tell you how many times I've looked out of my belfry and wished I could leap into the front lines. But we don't get to choose who becomes a light bearer.
Same as it ever was. Sometimes it just gets my goat. That's all.
The enemy has foreseen your incursion. Survival must now be your priority.
They've got the high ground. Keep your eyes up.
Looks like the Guardian's back outside. Did you pull them out, Queen Mara?
I did not. This was the will of the Defenders.
That ain't good. Must have been one of their scions. Those little guys are sharp.
This setback is auspicious. The stronger the defense here, the weaker the attack on Neptune.
The very air here seethes with malignancy. Ignite your balefires and drive it back.
Consecrate this place, and the essences of the taken leaders within.
Oh, what? Hmm. What the fuck? Get off of me! Jesus.
Your assistance has been invaluable, Holiday. But the Guardian and I are sufficient for what lies ahead. I suggest you recuse yourself from further combat for your own safety.
With all due respect, Your Highness, you can stick that right up your distributary. It ain't Guardians being snatched up by the Shadow Legion. It's ordinary folks like Devrim and me. I'm in this fight till all our people are safe. End of story.
Your spirit is commendable, if ill-tempered. You remind me of Petra. I shall advise you no further.
The one thing that's still out there haunting me is something that we call the terror wasp. What do you think? Should we find out if the terror wasp ranks on the insect sting pain index?
for
Could
it.
this could be the last one, maybe? I thought the execution wasp was going to be it. Now there's been like stings in magnitude, but maybe the terror wasp is the grandiose pinnacle of the mountain.
Well, I can always give you another one after that.
Wait, what's after that?
I'm Justin Schmidt, and I'm the architect of the Insect Sting Pain Index.
Just 5 months ago, I sat in a room with world-renowned entomologist Justin Schmidt talking about insect stings and the crazy road we have both traveled down to bring everyone education and entertainment about some of the world's creepiest creatures. And it's here today that I sit with a heavy heart to announce that my friend, mentor, and the Yoda of Sting, Justin Schmidt, passed away February 18th, 2023. And the video we're going to bring you today is, to our knowledge, the last interview that he did on camera. I filmed this with Justin in September of 2022 after sticking my feet into a mound of harvester ants. At the time, I did not even know that he was sick. He was upbeat, he was excited, and he was thrilled to talk about the world of insects. To you, my friend Justin, wherever you are in the afterlife, chasing all sorts of bugs with nets and hopefully not getting stung too much, I hope that you are smiling down on all of us now, knowing that you inspired an entire generation and many more to come with your love for insects. Justin, on behalf of myself, everyone who loves animals, and
Macro Draco.
How we doing?
Macro Draco. Hand out to Willow. This is safety. You want to hold your hand right here, Willow. On the side. Yeah, not in the front, like on the, cause away from here, in the back. Good. This is safety. You go like this and off. Safety.
Yeah, push this with your thumb, cause it's hard.
Straight down.
Pa abajo.
Straight down, Willow. Straight down. Straight down.
Is it ready?
Yep.
It's ready.
You got 4, Willow. Not high, lower. Hard, Willow, hard. Duro. That's it, Willow. Macro Draco. Hand out to Willow.
How we doing today?
A lot better till you showed
Don't
up.
tread on me, huh? What do you think? Just everybody's just gonna tread on you? You
Maybe.
afraid? You afraid you're getting your rights infringed on?
Maybe.
What do we got here?
You know, regular
Wow, look at
Saturday.
this. Look at all this, huh? Wow, fantastic. You don't care if I search this, do
I
you?
mean, you've already put your hands on all my shit anyway, but
What's in the bag? So if I search this bag, I'm not gonna find anything. Up. Look at that. Yeah. Oh. What's this? What's that? Huh? Yeah. Do you know what this is? Are you old enough?
It's chewing.
Are you of age? Yeah. This is gonna be a problem. I don't give a shit about any of this. But
I'm 36 years old.
do you know what this stands for?
Transmission.
How are we doing today?
Oh, you know who we could ask? The Wuhan Novel Respiratory Coronavirus Lab. The disease is the same name as the lab. So wait a minute, you work at the Wuhan Respiratory Coronavirus Lab. How did this happen? And they're like, a pangolin kissed a turtle? And you're like, no, the name of your lab. If you look at the name, let me see your business card. I work at the coronavirus lab in Wuhan. Oh, because there's a coronavirus loose in Wuhan. How did that happen? Maybe a bat flew into the cloaca of a turkey and Then it sneezed into my chili. There's been an outbreak of chocolatey goodness near Hershey, Pennsylvania. Maybe a steam shovel mated with a cocoa bean. Or it's the chocolate factory. Oh, you know who we could ask? The Wuhan Novel Respiratory Coronavirus Lab.
So you know how when you smoke a joint, you can get a little bit slow, a little bit tired. You'll start saying a whole lot. With this, you're consuming all of the cannabinoids except for one critical one left behind. That's called CBN. And CBN is known for specifically getting you tired.
That's hard.
By the same guy who makes the Oscar statues.
Okay. What's your name again?
Roger.
2 Chainz. I'm high as hell. Somebody ate it. I done just hit that threw up on TV. I hit that like, see, I'm trying to do that white boy stone. Yeah. Get on out of here.
So you know how when you smoke a joint, you can get...
Did you know? Late in World War II, Germany developed a handheld single-use flamethrower called the Einstoßflammenwerfer 46. The weapon is capable of a half-second burst at a range up to about 90 feet. It appears in Battlefield 5 as a gadget for the assault class, where it's great at suppressing enemies and area denial. Like many last-ditch weapons, it saw service with the Volkssturm, but was also used by German paratroopers. Did you know?
I have now 5 patents on entomopathogenic fungi. These are fungi that infect insects and, in particular, termites. The biggest problem in the commercialization has been the spore repellency property. The insects avoid the spores of these fungi. If a worker goes out and encounters this fungus, when the worker returns back to the nest, guards, they'll capture that worker that's infected with these spores, take the worker to a graveyard, and they cut off the worker's head, and then the 2 guards commit suicide. They try to protect the queen and the nest and the colony from infection. I discovered something that no one else had ever reported in the scientific literature. I found a biological switch that delayed sporulation. The insects were not repelled, but they were super attracted. One finds the fungus now and others follow. It ends up being a Trojan horse. The same fungi now are taken past the guards, given to the queen feeds it to the brood. The whole colony becomes like mummified with this mycelium, then the whole colony is infected and dies. I have now 5 patents on entomopathogenic fungi. These are fungi that infect insects and, in particular, termites. The biggest problem in the commercialization has been the spore repellency property. The insects avoid the spores of these fungi. If a worker goes out and encounters this fungus, when the worker returns back to the nest, guards, they'll capture that worker that's infected with these spores, take the worker to a graveyard, and they cut off the worker's head, and then the 2 guards commit suicide. They try to protect the queen and the nest and the colony from infection. I discovered something that no one else had ever reported in the scientific literature. I found a biological switch that delayed sporulation. The insects were not repelled, but they were super attracted. One finds the fungus now and others follow. It ends up being a Trojan horse. The same fungi now are taken past the guards, given to the queen feeds it.
This was one of the strangest and most surprising projects I have ever taken part in. The first thing I did was made one of those Swedish fire logs. I wanted to hollow it out with the fire, and then I was going to come back, fill it up with epoxy later, but first I needed to level it with this router sled. After that, I went and I textured the entire piece with my Kutzall sphere, and then I came back and I burned the entire thing with my propane torch or weed burner. From there, I needed to seal all of that char in, so I used a deep pour epoxy, and then I filled up that center cavity with the same deep pour epoxy, eventually topping it off with a tabletop epoxy. From there, I carved out the spillage of that resin with that same sphere, and it left a really interesting effect. And in the end, I wasn't really sure what I was going to do with this, but I added a light to it, polished the top to a mirror shine, and I put it up for sale for $2,500 on my website, not really expecting anybody to buy it, but in about 2 months it ended up selling to a customer who's thrilled to have it. This was
Next thing you know, I saw walking 2 of the bad guys.
This whole story just blows my mind. He built a whole lodge with his own 2 hands. We started bringing him people from all over the world and everything was going great until the gold miners showed up at 4 a.m. with their rifles, with masks over their faces. They dragged him out of bed. They put him on the floor. They beat the shit out of him. They took his kids out of the house and they said, with a gun to his head, they said, "Say goodbye to your father. This is my friend. This is a guy I've worked with for years." And he stood up to the gold miners and now he's got a gun against his head. And so he said, "Please don't shoot me in front of my kids." So they stand him up, they tie his hands, and they bring him on the boat and they start driving upriver. So his family, as far as they know, that's the last time they're going to see this guy. And then they start hearing the sound of another motor. And so this guy's thinking, how do I get out of this situation? His name is Borg. So escape from the Peruvian armed forces that are coming down river for the gold miners. He goes, "Just untie my hands." He goes, "I'll drive the boat for you because we all have to get away." And so this like kind of united them for a second. They at least they tied his hands in the front. So now he's driving the boat, crashed the boat, jumped in the river, floated down river, and then for 3 days survived in the forest with his hands tied. He was like scratching them on vines. This whole story just blows my mind.
Are you even gonna carve yours?
It's not even that good. When you look at this guy's hat, "Make America Great Again," what do you think about that?
Sweetheart, nobody has made more fun of Donald Trump than I.
I know.
So
I'm just
you
asking
can't
you-
get me on like, I like Donald Trump. America Great Again. I understand to a certain number of people that's a dog whistle about America was better when it was whiter. I get that. Okay.
But I will, would you then also accept that there's a large swath of people in his camp and other people like him who have no clue that that's a dog whistle? That they think, oh yeah, "Make America Great Again" is for everyone. But when was it great? Let me ask you this. I know, oh God.
I mean,
making
you know,
a big sigh. Come on.
No.
When was it great for African Americans in this country? When was it great?
Well, if you're applying for college now, I would say now.
When you look at this guy's hat, "Make America Great Again," what do you think about that?
Sweetheart, nobody has made more fun of Donald Trump than I.
I know.
So
I'm just
you
asking
can't
you-
get me on like, I like Donald Trump. America Great Again. I understand to a certain number of people that's a dog whistle about America was better when it was whiter. I get that. Okay.
But I will, would you then also...
I'd heard about mewing a long time ago, and I didn't know that you were...
The Guardian is on approach to the Pyramid outpost now. No major troop movements to report. Something's up.
I agree. The Shadow Legion invested heavily in fortifying the EDZ. But it's quiet as a Trustland church mouse out here.
I don't like it.
Stay sharp, Guardian.
Hey guys, we got a bunch of new merch right now. Go to store.ymhstudios.com and get that hot new gear.
I would go as far as to say that there are a number of men that are obsessed with my lips now.
The real reason is because like all the dudes were like, okay, we're gonna time it so we come right when we hit zero
Right when we
G.
hit 0 G.
I think for 80 you should look more into like smoking meth. You know how fragile life is? Touch it! She loved me!
Good thing you ain't scared of heights, Guardian. Long way down into a bunch of nothing.
Falling is one of my least favorite ways to die. Too much time to think.
Ladies and gentlemen,
on the
this
way
episode
down.
is brought to you by
that in mind.
Satva,
Maybe I took it too easy on you with the shotgun.
Never taken
SAATV.com/the
it
shit.
easy on
Go
me, to
there
my knowledge.
and get $200 off any mattress of your choice. I'm a huge fan. I've slept on all of them. You've got to try one.
Hello, my name is John McAfee. John McAfee. John McAfee. John McAfee.
That was the only thing I did. Keeping someone home. That was the only thing I did. Shit in his mouth.
Eat the poo-poo. Eat the poo-poo. John McAfee. Eat the poo-poo. Eat the poo-poo. John McAfee. John McAfee. John McAfee. John McAfee. John McAfee. Eat the poo-poo. John McAfee. Eat the poo-poo. Eat the poo-poo. John McAfee. Eat the poo-poo. Eat the poo-poo. John McAfee. Eat the poo-poo. Eat the poo-poo. John McAfee. Eat the poo-poo.
Oh,
Wow.
that was a classic.
That was a nice song.
Gay man gets, what is it? Homeless guy gets raped by gay ghost.
That was the
At the
title.
very end, yeah.
And it even got removed from Live Leak, which is, you really got to push buttons to do
That's
that.
a deep cut, if you
Yeah.
will.
That's not easy to do.
No, how are you doing, Jeans?
Good. Yeah, I'm good. How are you
look
doing?
handsome in your beautiful blue polo.
Oh, thank you very much.
Your polo shirt. Straighten that back right up. How are your lip fillers going?
They're growing great. I got my lips done. I
Yeah.
got my nose done.
Right.
Chin implant.
Yep.
Upper bleph.
Lower bleph.
I got my mini lift, my facelift.
Yeah.
It's all been going great. Yeah.
Yeah, people have been noticing.
People have been noticing. They're like, "What's up with your fucking face, man?" I feel like I could just say, "Well, I trimmed my beard."
That makes a big diff.
I know, and I lost weight, and then they're like, "Your fucking face looks different." I'm like, "Well, that's what happens when you lose weight and trim your beard.
Mhm.
You look different."
Well, beard trimming can change. It can really make or break a man's face.
Even when I was at like my heaviest, if I would let my beard grow out, like, you know, for a good while,
Yeah.
trim the beard, people go, "Man, you lose some weight?" I'm like, "No, I just trimmed my beard." And that would give the illusion, because a big thick beard
Yes.
gives the illusion that your face is this big.
Yes.
You trim that back and people are like, "Hey, you look like you lost like 20 pounds." I'm like,
Yes.
yeah, it's just hair.
It's like Bitsy.
Yeah.
When she has a lot of fur, and
Yeah.
people are like, "Your dog's super fat," and then you trim the dog, and like, she's not fat. It's just fur.
I would go as far as to say that there are a number of men that are obsessed with my lips now.
I think you're right.
They see it, and it's always guys, and they're like, your lips. And I'm like, I think you just like these lips,
I
buddy.
am so sensual.
Yeah. Like, what is going on? I mean, these are the same lips I've always had. If you look
Yeah.
at Charo, she's got the same lips.
You've got Charles lips,
Got Charo's
definitely.
lips. Me and my mom have big old DSLs. And it gets a lot of attention from guys.
You said
your
that.
lips are big.
It's interesting that you said men comment on your Instagram.
Men exclusively make appearance comments.
It's very interesting. I had no idea.
And if a woman does it and you go to her profile, you know you're on a psychopath. Like,
sure,
she stands out. But men do it all the time.
That's
Men do it.
really crazy. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, men are always commenting on your appearance.
Yeah, it's like women are always like, it's the other women that are holding us down, not the
Yeah.
men. But in your case, it's the other
It's
dudes.
dudes are the ones who really are like, commenting on your face, your body, your looks.
Jeez.
Yeah, totally.
I had no idea.
Yeah, and they're way harsher than women. Yeah.
I'd like to read your comments now. I'm going to go look.
I've seen quite a few. Yeah.
Yeah, because people just like, for me, they're like, fucking old bitch. And I'm like, I can't really do much about that.
Yeah.
What am I going to do?
I felt kind of flattered that people thought I had lip injections because
Yeah.
I realized that, like, they're calling these natural beauties. They think that they're manufactured. And I'm like, oof, I must have some pretty good lips.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've always been told, like, when I had
I'm grateful
even
we
a
got the
trimmed
Guardian
beard.
for missions like
Remember there was
these,
that
but
comedy club owner that was like,
sometimes
"You
I
got
wish
the
I could
nice
take care of it
lips."
myself.
She talked like Leo, but she was a
Tell you
woman.
how many
Yes.
times I've
She's like,
looked
"You got
out
that
of my
beautiful
belfry
mouth."
and wished I
Yes.
could leap into
You know
the
what's
front
interesting
lines.
is that
we
when
don't
you and
get
I
to
first
choose
dated,
who
when you were just
becomes
a
a
little
light-bearer.
young puppy,
Yeah.
Same as it ever
older
was.
women
Sometimes
really
it just
loved
gets
you.
my goat.
I had a
That's all.
landlady who one time walked in on you sleeping in the nude in my apartment. I had left for work. You were sleeping nude. And later she goes, oh, I walked in and I saw Tom. And I loved his shoulders. And she loved your manly shoulders.
Yeah, she did.
And then there was Sunny at the Thai karaoke. She was an older broad, and she really loved you too.
I didn't know what I was doing there. I really set myself up. I thought I was just, when you feel pressure.
Yeah.
Older lady, I'm 20-something years younger than her. And she was like, oh, you want me to cook for you sometime? And I'm like, yeah, sure. She's like, okay, give me your number. I'm like, okay. Feeling, I don't think I'm ever going to hear from this person again.
It's just like ring a ring.
She's like, I
Stew's
cooked,
ready.
come over. I'm like, I didn't know what to do. I was
What
scared.
did you do? Did you
I
just
fucked her. I ate her food. I fucked her. Yeah.
Was it good?
Yeah.
Food, I mean.
Both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
But that must be the nice part about an older broad is like she'll cook for you and
Of course.
have.
Yeah.
Been fucking Stevie Wonder in the booth today. What's he
Oh,
doing
yeah.
with his
I don't
glasses?
know.
Man? You all right?
Yeah, he's just.
You high?
What's up, man? You should have had good swag today. I'm just feeling myself.
Oh, there
a
you
little
go.
bit.
Yeah, let him go. Let him go.
Hey, you said dudes always comment on appearance.
Yeah.
I mean,
You look great.
Oh, thank you.
So I had this professor one time, and I was like 20 years old, and I just saw him, and I was like, hey, I'll give you a ride, because I knew where he was going. Okay? He gets into my car, and I was like, hey, how you doing, dude? And he goes, Christina, I really love my wife. I was like, okay. And now in hindsight,
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, I didn't even put that vibe out there. It's not like I showed up in short shorts
Like,
and my tits hanging
hey,
out. I was
yeah.
like, hey, professor, you want to ride? Like, I was so innocuous, but he wanted to F me.
Of course. Well,
And
he
I-
thought you were giving him the green light,
And then there was this other professor.
Got that beautiful mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the creeper type who was like, why don't you come over and we'll watch Woody Allen movies?
Well, that's a definite message.
That's and he was newly divorced and stuff.
Oh, that's clear as day, yeah.
I know.
It's also a
Such
big
an
ethical
idiot.
line for a professor. What did you say to him?
Yeah, I'll be over on Thursday.
Really?
But can I bring my friends? And it was like a guy
that-
friend, a girlfriend, and we were all like smoking indoors back
He
then.
was
'cause
like,
it was
yeah,
the
sure,
90s.
go ahead.
And then he was fine with that.
Yeah, but also you kind of have to say, especially if he's a professor, he's got to be like, yeah, we're great. He didn't want you to do that, of
he
course.
didn't want me to do that. He
Yeah.
didn't want me to, he wanted
I'd
me
be
to
like,
bang
yeah,
him.
you can do that, you stupid fucking bitch.
Stupid bitch.
Yeah. What an asshole you are.
You fucking dummy. Well, I should have known. I was so oblivious. I actually thought that men wanted to be friends with women when I was younger. You fucking stupid dummies.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't
sometimes-
know. I didn't
Sometimes. There are ones that you want to be friends with. That's true.
Decent. There's some decent lads.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
If you guys have like a really, like a similar interest in something, that could be, you know what I mean? Like if you're really into chess and somebody else, like that could be a genuine thing.
And if they're kind of beta dudes,
Legion is more
Yeah.
accomplished
then
than I
they'll be
anticipated.
Must be a scion. Their minds are
All
capable
right, let's
of incredible things.
let's open the show. You ready?
You gotta go.
It will take more than a mere detour
You guys ready for the Here you go.
Blow me up, Tom.
I'm 64 years old. I've been an actor since I was 19. I made horror films and sold yogurt that makes you I never thought I would hear my name at the Oscars being in a nomination. And so in this moment, I am having fun. I am the beautiful mix of shock and delight.
That's great.
Who is Randy? Don't bring anyone love into this.
Yo, mom in the fucking stand!
Welcome to your mom's house with Tom Segura. And
Christina Pajitsin.
welcome to your mom's house.
You're not gonna play the guitar? Meow, meow, meow.
Bam.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
That's fantastic.
I love that she's like, yeah, I sold yogurt that makes you shit, and
Yeah.
now I'm at the Oscars.
What is she nominated for? I'm so
Who
disconnected from
knows?
like any of this stuff. I have no
Samesies.
idea.
I'm not sure. Can you look up what she's nominated for?
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Oh,
She's in that? Wait a minute, I saw that. What is she in that?
She's the older lady.
Wait, what?
She's the older broad. Oh, she plays the fucking social worker, bro.
Oh, that's right.
But she looks all ugly. They
Holy
made her
shit.
really ugly. She's
That's
so
right.
good in it. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my
Look at
God.
her tits, dude.
Yeah.
She's so good. So
She's amazing in that.
She's on this
Holy
whole.
shit. I didn't realize that was her.
Yeah, and they made her all fat.
Fuck.
She's on this whole thing now where she's like, yeah, I'm old, I'm aging, it's not the end of the world. Like she's just spreading
Right.
awareness about like this happens to everybody, dude.
Yeah.
I used to be
Just
hot.
go with it.
Now
Yeah.
I'm not. What am
Yeah.
I gonna do about it? It's
Part
great.
of life. It's the journey of life.
And can I tell you that I felt that way since I hit 30? I'm convinced that I'm pretty much dead already.
Yeah.
So like it doesn't phase me. So
That's
every
a
year.
really good message.
Mhm.
At 30.
Yeah. Remember when we were in New York City and I was like, I feel
Yeah.
like I'm dead already.
Yeah.
And that way every day is a gift. Because I'm
Wow.
like, I'm already 1 foot in the grave.
Well, you know, it is all about perspective. So you've nailed something there.
hmm
Reality is what you make of it. I turned 30. I'm going to die soon.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm already dead.
My mother's been saying that since she was like 40. I remember her being about 40 and her being like, you know, tomorrow, who knows? I probably won't live to see next Christmas. And you're like, really? Jesus Christ. And that's been her for the last, 38
I know,
years.
but I also feel that by complaining about and accepting death as an eventuality, it'll delay it. Like, I think if her doing that, I think is her way of actually delaying it in her mind. She calls it out. It won't get you. It's the people that are in denial that get hit by buses or get cancers. And
Or
stuff.
people who are like, I'll live forever.
No, you're not. So if you address death and you're like, hey, fucker, I see you, I know you,
Yeah.
I'm not afraid.
Then you
Great,
go.
now I'm gonna fucking die.
Yeah. So, you think so?
Yeah, the irony of that.
Because you're getting a little too
I just cheated.
bold
death.
about it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got arrogant. Fuck.
Maybe dial it back a little bit. People have wondered where Nadav has been.
Yeah.
And it's not something that he's proud of, but I figured we should just tell the people what happened. He is in rehab for gambling. He's in a gambling anonymous rehab. I guess he got kicked out of his apartment, had to sell the car, bank accounts are drained, and he didn't, he sounded broken when he said it, but I guess he even engaged in some form of prostitution to pay off some debts. So he's in rehab, and we're supporting
Which we're
him.
paying for.
Yeah, we're supporting him.
Nice
and
one in Malibu.
Hoping that he gets better soon. And I didn't realize that gambling can really take you like that, but oh well.
great.
So, I hope you get better.
Me too. It's
Anyway,
unfortunate. But I'm
unfortunate.
glad that we could address it and help him, and he'll be back hopefully soon.
Yeah, hopefully soon. We talked about a couple of things on the show not long ago that people have been weighing in on, showing us their Here's a tramp stamp.
I love this. I live for this. I live for it.
So this person says, I'm watching Tony Hawk Jason Ellis episode. I love bad tattoo contests. I usually win them. However, mine is a front tramp stamp, if you will, and above the manhood medal that is a true testament to my decision making as a young man. The attempted Nike symbol means exactly what you think it does there. Bonus, it was a juggalo. It was done by a juggalo while I was leaning against the kitchen wall of the stripper's house we all lived in. Then a few months later, some guy used his girlfriend's lip print to speed along the process of the second sound decision I made for myself. Oh my God. All right. So there's the Nike swoosh.
It looks not. It looks like kind of a horseshoe.
I mean, it looks like, honestly, what our preschooler, if he was drawing a U.
I know.
It would be pretty much like that. And then there's the lips. Look at the lips on the far.
Oh, this is his front. Don't forget. This is his front.
Yeah,
this isn't even his
Jesus.
back. This is over his dick.
How do you... Yeah, because there's the string. Oh, my God.
That's so gross. That's so gross. If I saw a dude with these two tattoos, I would have to not.
You'd stop?
I would stop. Like, this is way too creepy.
Could you think you could? You'd be like...
Yeah, because I've had sex with guys that have stupid tattoos. Like, stupid ones.
Yeah.
Ironically stupid. That's, like, really stupid.
Yeah, it's not ironically done.
No. The swoosh is so bad.
The swoosh is
How do you fuck that up as a tattoo artist? That's fairly easy.
Here's another one. When my wife got this tattoo at 18 and showed it to her parents, her father said, one day you're going to get fat and it's going to fall into the Gulf of Mexico. Probably not the worst, but it has to be top 10. It always makes me laugh knowing she won't ever be able to lie about her age at the beach. Keep them high and tight. Houston mommies, Haley and Anthony. And she has a, oh my God, it's a tramp stamp. It's the state of Texas and it says, born and raised 89.
That's a fucking terrible
That's
tattoo.
Terrible.
Terrible.
Here's another one.
Oh my God.
This is what is this here?
So that
This
one's worse
is
than mine, right?
My subjectively horrible. Yeah, that horrible.
This is worse than mine.
Pretty bad. This is Kaylee. It's just a bowl of spaghetti and meatball. Fucking A, man.
Over your ass?
What is
It's
going
a
on?
tramp stamp.
This is another one. I'm a guy. I got this
terrible.
tramp stamp at a convention as a free tattoo.
Oh, it's
Is-
SpongeBob Star. It's David Star.
What is that though? That's not SpongeBob. That's
David Star. Patrick Star. Yeah, David Star. Star of David.
Star
I was
David.
looking at you and
There's
I
the
said
Star
it.
David right there.
Hey,
you got a fucking Jew over here. So, all right.
That one's pretty dumb.
That's pretty bad.
But
Yeah.
I do think it does
But
look
that
like
would make you
Patrick.
see. That's the difference. Is that if you saw that on a guy, you could laugh. But if you
Yeah.
saw the swoosh one, you'd be like, "Yo, man."
Because that one's it's supposed to be a sex joke. Just do it.
Yeah.
So that one, number one, that's one strike against you. It's
Yeah.
just grody to have a dick joke on your dick.
Probably as he ages, especially. Like it's probably funny as you're in sophomore in college, but like you're 37, you're like,
Just do it.
man.
And like, how many girls have seen that tattoo? It gets gross.
Yeah.
But this one, it actually looks like Patrick Star. It's a good tattoo. It's
Right.
just stupid to
But it's
have
just stupid.
this.
But you can get over the stupid part.
Yeah,
Just
'cause
not.
it's a good tattoo. Though.
The
It's not
lips
bad.
and the swoosh are like this creep city man. All right, this is my boyfriend's tramp stamp. Yes, it's real. Please help him. Please help him and me, Danielle.
That's the worst one I've
That's the
ever
worst
seen.
one I've seen too. So
You can't
it's a
even
Chinese
describe it.
symbol that looks
Oh
like like a cloud has floated over it, like or a jizz splatter. It's like tattooed. It's
like fire.
Yellow into blue.
Oh my god!
And then there's a poorly drawn monkey stomping on the symbol or the oval that contains the symbol.
Yeah. But the leg, so the way that it's drawn, it's like those first medieval paintings where they hadn't figured out perspective.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And everything looks flat. Like that's what that looks like.
How could
so
you send
bad.
this and not tell what you were going for? Like, how could you send this and not explain?
They're like, isn't it obvious?
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing here, man?
This is the monkey on the cloud.
What
it's
are you doing?
terrible. That's truly terrible.
Yeah.
That's terrible. And it looks big too. At least mine is terrible, but it's as big as the circular part. It's not the whole monkey and thing.
Yeah, this would make me run. This would make me scream.
This is a nightmare.
This would make me cry.
Because the monkey's got like the butt to it.
What's worse for you? If you took somebody's clothes off and they had the swoosh in the lips, or this?
Oh boy.
Because the swoosh in the lips tells you you're going for like it's a juvenile sex person. Like they're making
He's
like
hooked up. Here's what I don't like about the swoosh in the lips.
Yeah.
He's been with a lot of chicks, and he's cultivated his dick humor so much that he has to get the tattoo.
Mhm.
So I'd go past because he's probably got an STD or something.
Okay.
He's gonna give me herpes. This guy is just like a sincere dipshit. Like
Yeah.
he's sincere and earnest, and he probably thought that was like a dope ass meaningful thing.
Or I mean, in my estimation, we could talk about a real killer right here. This could be like a real dangerous, violent individual. Like I don't just see silliness here. I see a real potential for harm. I see assault.
Wow.
I see.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. Like you don't know. I mean.
So you're banging the other guy?
I mean, I don't know. It's just like one person's just like silly dick joke stuff. I mean, you could be looking at a serial killer right here.
That's true. Did serial killers get a lot of tattoos?
I don't know that they all do, but I think if they did, they'd look like this.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure. But in your wisdom, because you're very familiar with that world, are they known for being tatted?
In my experience of like watching shows and reading books about this stuff, not a lot of tattoo stories. No,
Mm.
there are a few for sure, but it's not like the big prevalent thing is like tattoos.
Yeah. It's not their jam.
No. Trophies, yes, but they're not usually on their own body. Yeah.
I was going to say, like, what if they got the names of all the girls they murdered?
That'd be a pretty obvious
Kind of cool.
way to get, you know. How come you have the names of all the victims that were looking? I don't know, man. I just like names. Yeah.
You're just my girlfriend.
Yeah. It's just a coincidence. Yeah. I don't think so.
Huh.
Gosh. So, I don't know. I don't know if all the killers that are out there are tatted or not, but I do know that I was thrilled that you've been making an effort to connect with me, and you started watching a show called My Lover, My Killer.
That's right. My Lover, My Killer.
You actually put me onto the show.
Yeah. Well, like it's a UK show, and
Yeah.
I think it does soften the blow because I think that
What-
it doesn't happen in America. Women don't get brutally murdered by dudes in America. It only happens over there.
Oh, that's what
Do
you
know
told
what I mean?
yourself?
Yeah, because I don't like to watch the American murder because I'm like that could totally happen.
Oh, I see. So it's a way to kind of
Buffer.
disassociate. Yeah, like
Yeah.
this doesn't happen
So-
here. And the reality is it happens here so much more. But but go ahead. So what intrigued you to press play on this?
My Lover, My Killer. First of all, corny title. I like that it had a little corny cheesiness to it.
Yeah.
Not just like the shows you like, which is like the Ripper Zipper Killer or like Kill Your Mom
Yeah.
or whatever fucking
Yeah.
shows you like. And then I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like, tell me more about this. Why would someone kill you if they loved you? And then it's just really about like abusive partners, which is really cool. So the first one is like the guy that kills the girl, and the second's the girl that kills the guy.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting when they flip the script like that, you know?
But
chicks don't usually do the killing.
The first time you watched the first one,
Yeah.
you saw the guy kill the girl, and what, it gave you nightmares?
Yeah, I didn't like it so much because then I start thinking like, I don't like it because then I'm like, what if Tom's going to start doing that stuff?
That's what you think?
Parallels.
What if he's going to start doing that stuff?
No, I just don't, like I said, women are the ones that usually are the ones that are victims of these kind of things. I feel like I court it. I'll bring it into the world if I watch stuff like that. So I had nightmares all night and I didn't like it. But then when you came in, I was like, I'll watch the show with you. Maybe I can get into it again. And then the second episode was even more upsetting to me because it was the girl that hurts the guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, this is just depressing. Like I realized that I don't enjoy watching murders is what I'm trying to say. I don't enjoy it the way you enjoy it.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you enjoy about it? Because to me, it just makes me sad and scared of the world, you know?
I mean, I think it's an extreme. Any type of like extreme is sort of interesting in human behavior. So like everybody, like most of us don't do that. So the effect that somebody does is inherently interesting, that
Yeah.
a person out there might want to do that, and that they could do that. Because everyone's also felt rage and like, oh my God, I want to, like you're so frustrated or angry at whether it's in a store or driving in the car, but you have a party that stops you from doing that, right? You just don't cross that line. So the fact that somebody does cross that line, it's just, there's a type of fascination. And then you go like, then we all know that some people get away with that. So you're kind of like, how does somebody actually do that? Or how do they get caught? Because the real satisfaction is actually in the justice, in the fact that somebody did something terrible and they get, discovered, or like they found it. So like the story, sometimes putting together the story of like, whether it's DNA or it's, the story that they told somebody where they were at and it doesn't line up with the story they told the cops. Like those stories are just, it's good storytelling. Yeah.
It is storytelling.
Yeah. So I just like that. Plus I just love, seeing spilled guts.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I don't like that stuff.
Oh, I love it. I love seeing someone's head bashed open.
Yeah, that scares me.
Yeah.
And also too, like, there is this part where the like when you see people being interviewed in hindsight, and the father is like, she called the police and she was really polite about everything. And I was like, that's the fucking problem. She was polite. Like, don't say that like that's a virtue, like.
Yeah.
I just get so mad at people who see things unfolding and then they don't fucking do anything about it.
I got you.
I'm a quick actor. I see some shit going down, I run. I'm like FIFO, our first dog, right?
You go.
I'm out of there, dude.
Yeah.
I see some shit falling, I'm gone.
Gone.
I don't wait.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a good chance you might not get killed.
I think so too.
Yeah. And on
Pandemic
that note,
hit, I had toilet paper.
let's take a quick break.
Okay.
All right.
As you know, my husband Tom feels that washcloths are for poor people. And for all the poor losers that are still using washcloths, we have a tip for you, okay? Manscaped has created the Body Buffer. This is an antibacterial silicone scrubber for nourishing, cleaning, and exfoliating your skin in the shower. The antibacterial feature makes scrubbing your scrum easy. The Body Buffer will instantly upgrade your shower routine, and you can pair it with their body wash when you check out the Buff Bundle. Get rid of your poor person stink and ditch your washcloth or loofah by going to manscaped.com and using our code MOM for 20% off plus free shipping. And let's not forget about the Beard Hedger Pro Kit. The kit includes the Beard Hedger with 20 hair cutting lengths in one guard, a titanium-coated T-blade, beard shampoo and conditioner, and so much more. Life is too short to be poor, as Tom would say. Save 20% off and free shipping with our code MOM at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com, and use our code MOM. Always use the right tools for the job.
We're back here with the Prince of Podcasting, as you know, a wordsmith, not unlike Shakespeare and Hemingway. Welcome back, Duncan Trussell, everybody.
Hey,
Yes.
thanks for having me back. Good to see y'all.
We were just talking about that new MRI machine.
Yeah.
Because you had a guest on who talked about the fact that as you age, if you become super risk averse, you're kind of dying quicker.
That's right. Yeah, Stephen Kotler's got a book coming out called Nar Country. It was one of my favorite podcasts of all time because I'm 48, so I will watch like snowboarding videos, and I don't think to myself, "Well, I'm going to do that."
Yeah.
I just think like, "Wow, I missed that boat. I'll never get on a fucking snowboard. And if I do, I'm never going to be able to like do a trick."
Sure.
But he was saying like part of aging, a big part is this thing creeps in where you think that you're too old to do stuff and you start trying to play it safe, and that basically like will cut 8 years off of your lifespan.
Whoa.
Yeah, 8 years off your lifespan because you just start atrophying. You're not taking the risks. You're not doing the stuff you need to be doing to like invigorate yourself.
I mean, even as you're saying it, without knowing, I'm assuming he has some type of evidence to support this theory, but it makes sense. You think of people who become so safe in everything they do, and there is a part of them you see like they're dying. They're not alive anymore. They're not
dying.
doing anything.
They're dying. They just want to stay alive for what?
Yeah.
What are you even staying alive for? You're just clinging to the earth for what reason? Why you're just
Well, I have a goal actually. Is I want to live to be 80 and then at 80 start doing heroin and start smoking cigarettes again, because that decade of your life is not going to be good anyway.
You know, heroin is actually better for you than most other drugs. Like physiologically, you might not have to wait till 80.
Really?
Yeah.
You think I should start now?
Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, just spread it out. Like you could plan, I think for 80, you should look more into like smoking meth. like something super destructive.
It is kind of cool at that age to be the somebody like that's getting stuff done, you know, because a lot of people that age are not are kind of resigned to like who's coming over to help, and who's coming over to do things. If you're cooking and smoking meth, you're 80. I mean, you're painting the house. You're
Visiting
you know what I mean?
angels.
Yeah,
this is what they need to add. That fucking visiting angel. Do you ever think about that? Like, do they care how old you are? Have you ever thought about getting your own visiting angel to come?
No.
Oh, you mean like the old people service where they come and they? That's
such a great name for them.
Visiting angels,
That is a
America's.
great name for them.
But you know, why do you have to wait? Why can't I get bathed at
Why
my
can't you
age?
get an
That's
angel
such
right
a
now?
good point.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you probably could. I don't know. But yeah, the MRI machine thing is like basically, you know, the suggestion is put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Risk. And, you know.
Did it change the way you think at all about how you're living life?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it just made me realize like, oh my God, like I've something has crept into me where I don't think that I can do some of the things that I watch on the internet, like gangbangs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you can.
Well, you have to.
You have to. You have to.
You have to if you care about your family and your life.
Yeah.
Because that is, you know, they need to be outdoors.
Yeah.
Actually, being outdoors is better. But an outdoor gangbang.
Banging in the sun is where it's at.
Banging in the sun, 1, 2, 3. Then that series started going downhill. Remember Banging in the Sun 4?
Of course.
Awful.
It really took a dip after that.
New director.
Yeah.
Horrible.
You got to leave the guy who came up with the concept in charge.
He was the Kubrick of gangbang videos, but Duster. He got addicted to Duster and basically just wrecked his.
It's so sad when you see a visionary just fall apart like that. Really
But this
is.
MRI machine, you said, can fit groups of men, right? Didn't you say?
Yeah, that's what it is. So it's a new MRI machine. You know, scientists for probably 50 years have been very interested in what goes on at a gangbang on the physiological level.
Yeah,
more
you just
than
don't know.
You just don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know.
And they're usually so tight. They're so uncomfortable. You get claustrophobic in them. But these guys were like, we got to be able to do this with a bird's eye view of the whole thing.
Bird's eye view, mole's eye view, squirrel's eye view, all eye views.
Yeah.
Get the data, because like you know. That thing, I mean, I don't know how many gangbangs y'all have participated in.
Quite a few.
You know the flash? Like that moment where like it feels like light is flashing in the room or something, and you never see it in porn. They can't capture it.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people have been saying, well, this is just like some kind of neurological thing, maybe. Some people say it's a mystical thing, like the appearance of the fuck angel is what many people say.
Sure.
Wow.
But this is a chance to show, like, what is it? Is it something outside or inside? I want to know. I'd love to know.
I mean, I think it goes without saying, but you can pass on my info if they want somebody else to participate. You know?
I would be glad to. That's really
both
brave
of
you.
us, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's mainly for dudes.
Yeah, I think it's a guy thing, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, I'd love for you to see the results. You know.
Sure.
Yeah. That's going to be an incredible moment.
That's gonna be a moment.
I know. I get it.
It's like they say it's like it's Hubble for gangbangs, basically. Like so.
Can you imagine the contribution we're making? Like we're basically, that's a really like selfless act to be like, I'll just do this for.
Oh my God. I just in talking to my wife
I've
about
given
this
blood,
and being
I've done
like,
all
I
the-
gotta do these gangbangs, and she's like, are you sure? Are you sure? Oh, hey, right, brother.
Yeah.
Are you sure you want to
Fly?
try to fly that thing?
How about ask her? But you should tell her, hey, how about you look at our kids and say, hey, do you want dad to help humanity?
Yeah.
Or should dad be selfish? And
That's the angle.
You
I
know?
totally missed that angle. Like, yeah, when I'm like 70 and the kids
What did
are
you do,
watching
Dad?
the gangbang documentary about how they figured out what they discovered the fuck angel, which I do think is real.
Of
Am I going to be
course.
like, I
could have.
I could have, but
it's
you're
kind of like watching like a civil rights march from the 60s and being like, yeah, I could have marched with them.
100%.
But, you know.
100%.
I didn't really feel like it. It's a long walk across the bridge.
I mean, how many times in a life do you get a chance to participate in history?
Yeah. And here we are.
And any guys out there who aren't afraid to
Yeah.
gangbang.
By the way, I'm excited to be in something like that with you. It'd be fun to do it with a friend.
Man, it's you know, it's like blood is thicker than water.
Yeah.
And there's something thicker than blood, brother.
Yeah, we know what it is.
Yeah.
It's going to be all tangled together.
Yeah, that's part of the game.
Now, have you thought about Does the risk thing, would you take it to something like snowboarding or doing something that you've already told yourself that's past me, or no?
Well, right away, Kotler invited me to go skiing with him. So I think I'm gonna do it.
You're gonna do it.
But the problem is, he is a good skier, and
Sure.
I am not, just not. So we're definitely gonna be on different slopes. It's just gonna
Definitely
be
do that. Go to the starter slope.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. I'm not gonna go to the.
I wonder how much of a rush it would be to rob somebody. You know what I mean? Like you're talking about taking risks.
Rob.
Yeah, like to just have a pistol and I wonder what that must be a thrill.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know?
I don't know. I'd like to kidnap. I think that could be really fun too.
Really?
Yeah.
God, it's just like
Yeah.
okay, you rob the store, you go in, you're out. You don't have to have conversations with them. You kidnap. Now there's this level of human interaction you have to have.
That's the fun part. Women are more psychological thrillers. We torture people psychologically. I think that would be fun.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And like to hold somebody for ransom, I think that would be kind of neat.
That would be a thrill.
The ransom thing is just, I just feel like it's going to be, it's too, you're on the edge of your seat the whole time. Are they going to pay the ransom?
Sweating.
Sweating.
Yeah,
That's fun,
but that
right?
adrenaline's got to be.
Mailing the pinky.
Yeah.
Putting it in the envelope.
That'd be the best.
Weird to go to the post office and know you're buying stamps to mail someone's
body part.
To their loved ones.
It's the best part.
That's pretty crazy.
Hey, random question. You mentioned Hubble earlier. Did you know that when you burp in space, you just vomit?
What?
Mm-hmm.
Had no idea.
Found that on Jeopardy.
That's not in any of the sci-fi movies. That's to be so incredible if they added that to Star Trek. Everyone's just fucking puking. All the because you're gonna burp.
That's what I'm saying, and they never address it on all these NASA. I'm watching a documentary about the International Space Station. I'm 6 episodes in, and nobody's addressed burping and barfing. How do you take a shit in space? And most importantly, how does one masturbate in space? Because those particles, the ejaculate turns into those balls of hardened liquid, right?
Can you imagine the first? Because it's been done.
It's
definitely been done, and it's you're just thinking I'll just wipe it up, whatever. You're not thinking about it, and then suddenly just a cloud of space jizz that you can't catch drifting under the kid.
Can you imagine when you're really doing work too? You're really working. You're doing some something that actually has real implications, and then that wad flies by your face, and you're like, Tom.
Come
Jesus,
on,
dude.
Yeah, especially if you're there's only 2 guys on there, and it's not you.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna get in the it would get in the equipment.
That's
the
the
gears.
problem.
Yeah, it gets in the
And what if that's what took it down? They would
Challenger.
never say. What if
That's what caused the
took
Challenger.
Somebody jerked off when they got into zero
The Challenger
gravity.
was at takeoff, so there's no gravity
That's what they want you to think. You think they're going to reveal the real reason is because all the dudes were okay, we're going to time it so we come right when we hit zero
Right when we
G.
hit 0 G.
That's crazy.
That makes me laugh so hard.
That's fucked up, man. Yeah, I mean, this dream of, becoming a galactic civilization.
What do you think about this? I'm kind of not into it.
Of colonizing the moon or anything
Well,
like that?
because after watching this documentary, that life is so inhospitable to humans in space. Do you know what a pain in the ass it is for a human to stay alive in space for 1 year?
Yeah.
You just atrophy. Your bones immediately start to degenerate.
They do. Yeah.
It's you can't burp.
You can't come.
You can't come.
You can't burp.
You can't do anything up there. Your skin just starts peeling off your feet.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
It's got to get boring.
Oh my
at
God.
first it's oh my God, look at our beautiful pale blue dot. But then day 3, you're who gives a fuck? There's
If you
the
kill somebody,
Africa.
if you kill somebody in space, did you commit a crime that they can
Oh, that's
prosecute you
interesting.
for?
That's
Space
a
law.
really good question.
You know what I mean? You're up there and you snap the guy's neck that's in the thing.
I think you would probably be committing a crime, right? It's probably
We know it's ethically wrong, but can they
No,
prosecute?
I mean they
space law.
probably have the space station.
This is American property while it's up there.
Probably,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, but no one's gonna fucking come. The cops aren't coming.
No one's coming.
That's what go ahead, call the cops.
Yeah.
No.
We're in space.
And then they're all right, we'll just You go, he died, and they're like, well, just put his body, and you go, I let it out. I wanted to pay my respect to him. I let it float away. And they're like, wait, what? You're like,
Wait, does it even decompose? Because there's no oxygen. Like, what happens to your body if it just gets let
it
out
just
into
looks
the
good.
space?
It just floats around.
Freezes.
It looks good.
Looks
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
No, it probably withers, right? Or ices up.
Or implodes and ices up and turns into a meteor that gets rained down on the Earth again?
That's
Because it'll get
awesome.
sucked into the
Beautiful.
atmosphere, maybe?
If you could like thrust it as you put it out of the space station, it just starts floating towards the Earth's atmosphere. But then when it enters, it's going to burn up. It's going to really char.
But will the
you-
bones
And again, no
burn?
evidence. So you go like,
Maybe that's what comets are.
yeah.
Maybe
Just
I
dead
mean,
people.
it's bodies being
astronauts.
disposed. Maybe that's all it is just a body disposal thing.
That's what the other universes are doing. They're just burning
No,
up.
us. Like,
We
you know,
are?
Elon Musk sends up the thing, and we're like, oh, it's food for the astronauts. But you look at like what he's sending up, it seems like way more than food. It's bodies. It's just bodies that are being like launched into space,
That makes
unrecoverable bodies.
So much more sense,
It
actually.
does.
Ultimate way to get rid of a body.
But
Ultimate
the
way.
bones, here's the deal, man, because I've been watching TikToks on how they burn the bodies, you know, it's the word, cremation. Do you know they have to double cremate you? So first there's the initial cremation, and then the bones have to be cremated. So I don't know if your bones make it through the atmosphere. Like we were talking about the re-entry of the meteor.
Well, there's that Russian that his body like burned up as it re-entered the atmosphere. You know what I'm talking about? This is years ago. Look up the Russian astronaut body. His body charred as it re-entered the atmosphere.
you can't.
You know what I'm talking about?
Dang.
Yeah.
Why do you got? How did you get a picture of my tattoo?
Isn't that awesome? Like there's his body on the first level. On the
Holy
bottom.
shit!
Yeah.
Wow.
Crash back into Earth. Yeah.
Why are you doing open casket there?
Yeah.
No,
I
it's
mean,
the
I think that's
Russians.
just the Russians showing you what time it is. But yeah.
Yeah, they don't give a shit. Russians got no heart.
Look at those expressions. They're like, oh.
Yeah. He looks better. Yeah. Wow. That is fucked up, man.
Yeah.
That is a interesting way to die. That's one way he didn't think when he was a kid. That's how he's going to go out.
No.
I think he knew from what I read about this, that he knew this was a mission to death, which is why there was another guy that was tapped to do it, and then he purposely took that guy's place.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So he was just depressed. He was like over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's over
Vladimir
it.
Komarov. Yeah.
May he rest in peace.
Jesus, man.
Wow, man.
Well, where's
So
last
here,
words?
what happened to astronaut there?
Yeah,
See that drop down? The first crewed launch. A single test pilot was killed when the descent module's parachute failed to unfurl after re-entry, and the module crashed. The first human death during a space flight.
Wow.
1967.
There you go.
There you go.
Risk
but-
adverse.
And it also proves my theory, though, if you want to kill somebody up there, and then you throw them back down into the atmosphere, they're going to burn up.
It's just, how are you getting up there, man? I mean, that's the biggest problem is like
You build a rocket.
build a
And
rocket.
bring your friend that you want to kill.
It's too complex. I mean,
don't
once
know.
we get a little more advanced, I'm sure there will be like forensic files episodes from
About space murders? Yeah.
But we're
I
just
cannot
not there
wait
yet.
for that theory.
Have you seen Tibetan sky burials before?
No.
Tibetan sky burials?
Yeah, they I think they have a video of it, but they put the body where these vultures are, and they like the vultures just pull all the flesh off completely. They eat, and I think they have to hack the bones up too. Like they I think they like they bang the bones into powder, and then they just feed it to these vultures, and nothing is left.
That's kind of
God
cool, though, because
damn.
then you're feeding the earth again, you know?
Oh, I think it's one of the
I might
coolest
do
ways to
that.
do it. If you're gonna do it, yeah, there it is.
Tommy, do this for me, okay? You can do this in Texas. We have a lot of vultures here.
And this is just what they do with their dead? Like this is
Not everybody, but I like, yeah, this is one of the ways that they get rid of the dead bodies.
I mean, that is, I think, much more considerate for your fellow. Like, what are we doing with cemeteries, man?
No.
You ever drive by them and like,
Yeah.
these are just going to, first of all, they don't mean anything once 2 generations have passed. In
That's
other
right.
words, like, you die, right? Your
Yeah.
kids, they want to visit you. I get it.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe their kids meet you. And then after that, they're like, this is just some guy.
Yeah.
They don't know who you are.
That's it.
And then we just keep adding tombstone after tomb, like, and then you drive by these 100-acre, 200-acre, like, what are we doing? And it's just gonna what's gonna happen in a few hundred years?
They move them sometimes.
They move the bodies? Or
I'm pretty sure every once in a while they'll disinter the body. Isn't that the Parisian catacombs? Isn't like
I don't know.
Under Paris, there's all those
Yeah.
ossuaries, and I think those are filled. I'm probably totally wrong, but I think some of those skeletons are like have been exhumed at some point for some reason, and just they put them underground and the limestone.
This
was
vulture
cool.
shit should be mandatory. Just get rid of these bodies, man. What are we doing?
Great idea.
I don't. Some people have like really intense attachment to their loved ones.
They do.
So this is like, you know, I was reading some cool philosophy book about selling coffins and how they're trying to give the impression to you that your loved one is still alive. So
Yes.
it's very soft in there. It's waterproof. They
Yeah.
will not get wet down there under the
Yeah.
earth. They will not be uncomfortable. They're dead.
They're dead.
They're dead. They're not ever going to be comfortable or uncomfortable again. But also, I think it's attached to. Some people believe that in the end of days, the dead will rise again, and so you want to keep the body kind of preserved. So when you I don't know, you wake up in the dark. I mean, I'm assuming
Those funeral parlors, like this is the big thing is they like to get you right after the death, so you're more vulnerable.
Yeah.
And they soft sell you things. They're like, you know, this is sort of the standard.
Yeah.
If there's a more premium version of this casket that has this and that. So your mind's hearing like these marketing words, you know, these kind of words that make it go, oh, premium. Like, yeah, if you wanted to have a little nicer lining and everything, and you start going, well, do you love this person? Do you want, like, so you start upping the cost of everything. That's why you're supposed to do it if you want to make rational choices before somebody dies.
Yeah, right. You're supposed to get that all taken care of. Don't get sucked in by a funeral. Man, I was at a funeral parlor once, and they had coffin catalogs that they left like catalogs of coffins with weird names. Like someone had like given them like kind of like, you know, when you see like names of candles or whatever, like the ambrosia.
Yeah.
It's like that's a corpse suitcase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing. You'll never see it again.
No.
And the prices just go
It's
up.
so
up,
crazy.
up.
I remember they told me what you were saying about for my mother. They were like, and this one's sealed so that she won't decompose longer.
great.
Like she'll stay fresh. And I'm like, I would never want that for anybody. And oh my God, but I totally got suckered in because I was pregnant when my mom died. And they were like, do you want to buy a necklace with her fingerprints? And I was like, yeah, I do. I do for my children one day.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, I'm such a fucking idiot. And they showed up and I'm like, what am I? This is so gross. Like, I'm going to hand this to our kids one day. Like, here's your dead grandmother's thumbprint on a necklace.
Look at it.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Does this feel like love?
Hold it. Hold it when you sleep.
This person's dead. You can touch him.
You know what that means? You know how fragile life is? Wake the fuck up. Touch it! She loved me! Yeah, no, I don't. All that stuff is like, you know, that's very. You probably know more about it than I do, but wasn't that a whole thing like in Victorian times? Like, what do they call it? Memento mori. Like, is that the name of it? And so it was a whole thing. Locks of hair.
Yeah.
Like the person would die, and you would pose them and take pictures with the corpse.
Oh, yeah. I've seen this on TikTok.
Yeah, that was. But in the way you can tell in those pictures who's dead is the one that isn't blurry because they're not moving at all. But in those days,
The blurry person would be,
alive because they're slightly moving, but the dead one is clear as a bell. Yeah.
I like the lock of hair, though. That's good.
Dead one, but is the one that isn't blurry. But it pose them and take pictures with the corpse.
Oh, yeah. I've seen this on TikTok.
Yeah, that was. But in the way you can tell in those pictures who's dead is the one that isn't blurry because they're not moving at all. But in those days,
the blurry person would be,
alive because they're slightly moving, but the dead one is clear as a bell.
Yeah,
I like the lock of hair, though. That's kind of cool.
Same thing that we could do with a lock of hair. Where do you put it? That's gonna end up in the junk drawer.
I know.
And then you like it's terrible. I mean, disposing of bodies. If only we have just disappeared when we died.
That'd be kind of cool.
Be nice.
Just disappear.
Just blink
Poof.
out like in video games. But no, you got to do something with that body.
Does everybody shit when they die?
I think that's a question for Tom.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody has a release. Yeah. Your bowels and your bladder have one final opening, and it's kind of a nice moment.
I bet it feels great.
Yeah.
If there's any trace of you still there, it must feel so good.
Oh, God, it's got
all of it out.
It's all gone.
Everything. God, that must be nice.
Yeah. Feels good. Looks like it feels good.
God.
You know what else feels good?
What?
Check this out.
God damn it, Tom. Oh, thank God he's survived.
Yeah. Guess what? He's fine.
No.
Isn't that cool? Yeah, he's fine.
I thought knowing you, I thought it was going to like start moving again. So it's
No,
like,
he's good. But that is like, he really got lucky with exactly how that truck ran over him. You know?
Incredibly lucky.
The timing of where he spills. So it's car door, hits him, and he goes right.
He's like, where'd he go?
Yeah. And he went right under the part that you can still survive.
The person who doored him didn't give a shit. There was no attempt to run over and help her.
There's this guy that we wanted to show you because I think you'll appreciate this. Okay, we've been really on. No, it's not. It's not
this lane.
It's not this lane. It's just
It's lighten things up.
I know you guys.
No, this is actually like.
No, great.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I'm serious.
I'm
serious.
having like a strip. it's like a physiological reaction because of what you've done to me. Like it's. Okay.
All right, hold on. First of all.
Yeah.
Where's the?
My neck is sweat. Like the things.
Yeah.
I mean, I can watch some of this stuff.
Oh yeah, I want to show you this one. Okay, this is not what I was looking for, but I want to show you this first.
Okay.
Not so bad.
That's not so bad, right? I mean, enjoyable?
I mean, I wouldn't call it enjoyable, but it's better than like the castration video you showed me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it was
The crazy thing is that doesn't look so bad. That guy is not okay. We learned that he can no longer stand. I'm just kidding.
God damn it, man.
All right, here's what I wanted to show you.
This is for you American men, mainly middle-aged and older. Those of you men who are single, tired of being alone, tired of being not just rejected by American women, but not even noticed, not even seen, not even acknowledged. Tired of feeling like a nobody, feeling invisible. Tired of beating your brains out and killing yourself, trying to get an American woman at least interested in you. Tired of feeling like you don't add up to their ridiculously unattainable standards.
Ridiculous.
Then stop trying. Stop trying. Instead, go to the Philippines.
Okay. So.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Isn't that amazing?
Pretty great, right?
People in the Philippines are like, why are these weird dudes showing up here all of a sudden?
This guy did it all for you. So that's a lane that was like
Find your soulmate.
Really opened up like
Philippines.
this cool guy lane of like, you can't find it here, so go abroad.
Yeah.
And then Christina discovered this new one. It's like, so that's Philippines guy, but then here's a new one that came out.
In my previous videos, I saw a few questions like how to marry a North Korean woman. Well, that's difficult, but still possible. In North Korea, there are more women than men. North Korean women are quite kind. They like traditional family-centered women. If you like it, you could join the country's immigrant investor program to become the citizen first. Then you are qualified to marry a local woman because the country doesn't allow population loss. Although you've invested a lot of money, you could enjoy social welfare. Yeah. North Korea is the only country in the world offering citizens free housing, free medical treatment, and free education.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
Oh my God. Can you imagine being driven by your horniness to the
You
point
know
where
that-
you are now North Korean?
This is happening. For sure someone's doing this. For sure. You can't tell me that there's not an American guy who's like, fuck it. I've struck out enough here.
They're all going. They've got.
Yeah.
Have you ever been that horny?
Where I've to this level, no, I have felt for sure those times where it's like, God damn, this is like I feel like I'm depressed with how horny I am and how I'm not, you know, just maybe isolating. So I'm isolating, you know, like much younger, and I'm and I was never like a bar guy, and I wasn't like walk up and like what's up, like that was never my style. So I think I would like probably be willing to do something kind of crazy, but like move to North Korea. No.
Guys, but you're not even considering how nice it is there.
That and the free housing.
Is free.
Yeah.
It's beautiful there. I've seen the pictures.
Yeah.
No one can deny it, you know, and I don't want to get into a, like North Korea versus America.
Yeah, don't get lost in the weeds on this.
But it's a beautiful place. I mean, it is a top tourist destination.
It's fantastic.
Oh, funny you should mention that, because there's a whole TikTok lane I stumbled upon advocating for North Korean tourism.
Well,
like,
I think we have a few more of these. If
well,
you wanna,
yeah, I mean, but Duncan,
it's rare to get a divorce in North Korea.
Very rare.
If a North Korean couple want to do so, they will be punished by the government. For example, you will lose your apartment offered by the government. Both the man and the woman will lose their jobs and despised by the whole society. They are only allowed to work as cleaners or some other low-status jobs after divorce. What do you think?
What do you think?
Come.
As she's holding her cat there?
She's always got that weird cat.
Come marry me. You will never leave me. Come marry
You'll
me.
lose your job if you do.
What do you think, Duncan? Are you willing? You're okay. How horny do you have to be to take this on?
I'm afraid that could not get that like that level, because it's the drive too. You got to fill out forms. You've got to extend the horny. Like usually, if I get super horny, it's just you find like some depraved porn, and then it goes away. But this you have to extend.
This is interesting because it speaks to
can't divorce.
Somebody who said somebody for sure has done this. There's no way this has like never been done. And somebody who's going to do this, I think they've had a little break in their psyche. You know, like there's something actually that you're not completely rational if you do this, but that doesn't mean that doesn't happen, because people do irrational things all the time.
Sure.
And so a guy like the Philippines guy,
that guy would do this.
If he got rejected by the Philippines girl, he'd be like, I'm going to North Korea.
Wait, that's the next video. He's like, tired of striking out in the Philippines? Go to North Korea.
The Philippines got you down.
Wow.
Me too. That's why
they can't leave you in North Korea.
Wow.
Okay, so
this is the propaganda.
Bit of story time here, guys.
Oh my
Stick
God.
with me, because I'm about to tell you what on earth I am doing with this account, why I go to North Korea all the time, and whether I really am a spy or not. So, firstly, I am a tour guide to North Korea, and I do that. There's me, hello.
Hello.
In North Korea. I do that basically because I believe in the good that North Korea tourism does, both inside and outside the country.
Nice.
All of these videos, all these pictures that you can see behind me, I took them all in North Korea. Everything I post on here is my own personal content. Why am I a tour guide in North Korea? Basically, I believe in the ethics of it. That's a whole different video. What I do here is I try and promote that tourism to North Korea and make it more accessible, because most people don't even know that you can visit North Korea. So I want to kind of change that and make it more, available to everyone else. Oops, there's a bikini shot, sorry.
Oops.
Oopsie.
Oh. That I do this, why I go to North Korea all the time, and whether I really am a spy or not. So firstly, I am a tour guide to North Korea, and I do that. There's me, hello.
Hello.
In North Korea. I do that basically because I believe in the good that North Korea tourism does, both inside and outside the country. All of these videos, all these pictures that you can see behind me, I took them all in North Korea. Everything I post on here is my own personal content. Why am I a tour guide in North Korea? Basically, I believe in the ethics of it. That's a whole different video. What I do here is I try and promote that tourism to North Korea and make it more accessible, because most people don't even know that you can visit North Korea. So I want to kind of change that and make it more, available to everyone else. Oops, there's a bikini shot, sorry.
Oops.
Oopsie.
That I do this stuff as well. There's actually 3 reasons. So the first reason is the promotion of North Korea tourism. The second reason is because I want to expand on the North.
An old acquaintance among the hidden tells me that a Seraph complex recently powered on for the first time since the collapse. Shortly thereafter, Vex incursions were reported. Anna flagged the site as a potential pillory bunker. If the Vex gain access to its systems, they'll use it to
Hello
wrest
and welcome
Rasputin's
to-
submine data away from us. It would be catastrophic.
Why did she go through it? Because this coding is hard, I guess. It's like the actual...
You've landed at the source of the complex's arc supply. Centuries in Martian rust have done this place no kindness. Our window of opportunity is short. Arc surges destabilize the complex, and Vex are breaching the command matrix. Go. It is unusual to see so divisive Vex outside the Black Garden. They're a fanatical sect of programming devoted to the darkness. Or rather, the witness. The Ishtar Collective in a Seraph complex. Peculiar. They were rivals in the Golden Age. This wasn't just a pillory site, it was a joint research facility, focused on extrasolar colonization efforts. The Soul Divisive have been scouring research logs. They were looking for something more than to imprison Rasputin's submines. Information stored here, but could it be linked to my visions? Why else would the witness be interested in these files?
Fuck, man.
Guardian down. Guardian down.
A Vex mine remains in this terminal like an open door. It's using the tower's arrays to connect with installations across Seoul. This must be in preparation to imprison the submines. Breaking their connection could end this threat.
Fuck do I get up there?
actual hitbox is just the tiny fucking circle in the middle. Nothing else actually matters.